All right, welcome everyone. We will get started shortly. For today's class, as you get settled, so there is a playlist. If you check either Chelsea Piers' story or if you go to my profile, the link to the Spotify is there if you'd like to use it. Otherwise, feel free to use any of your own music. And for today's class, if you have a yoga strap, feel free to grab that, or you can even use a belt, a towel, right? Maybe a scarf of sorts, but just so we'll get into some strength exercises in the beginning to work our shoulders a little bit. All right, so we'll get started in just a moment. All right, hey Meredith. Welcome everyone, so happy to have you. So we've got about a minute or so. Again, make yourselves comfortable. For today's class, any props, but in particular, if you have a yoga strap, go ahead, grab that. Or it could be a belt or just something to hold on to as we get into some exercises in the beginning, all right? As we get into some exercise. Cool. Alrighty. Very excited to be here with y'all. If we haven't met yet, so my name is Matty. I'm an instructor, yoga instructor for Chelsea Piers over in Brooklyn. And yeah, thanks for joining here this Friday afternoon. Hi, Vicky. Cool. So we'll just get started as people filter on in. We'll give it about another minute. But again, any sort of props, I definitely recommend if you have a strap, then you can get creative with that. Feel free to grab that. We'll use that towards the beginning. Hey, Clea. All right. All right, everyone. So let's go ahead. It is just about noon. You can make your way up to any comfortable seat. And then again, for today, a yoga strap, if you have that, just have that nearby on deck as we'll get into that. Now, feel free to prop yourself up on any sort of thing to get your hips a little bit more elevated to start. And you can come to a cross-legged seat. All right, and really excited to be here with you all. So again, my name is Matty. We'll do a little pride flow today. So for today's class, any sort of donations that if you'd want to contribute, so the organization that I picked is called the Okra Project. Unfortunately, with Instagram Live, I'm not able to directly connect to them. However, if you go to at the Okra Project, you could find information to go to their website to donate directly. They are a wonderful organization that provides home-cooked meals to Black trans folks. So definitely check them out. There's also within their organization, they also have a couple of other options to donate towards other. There's the Nina Pop Fund and the Tony McDade Fund, which goes towards providing, again, support for our trans folks of color. So, all right, let's go ahead and get started. Before we begin, so as we celebrate Pride, right, you can see with the rainbows and things like that, for me, Pride has always been an aspect of celebration. And I think in the past, right, when we think about the LGBT community, right, it's this idea that we're celebrating perhaps inclusivity, this idea of diversity and awareness. However, with moving into this year, right, Pride is feeling a little bit different. And as I was sort of thinking about and kind of crafting what I wanted to talk about today, I stumbled upon a quote from Audre Lorde, who is a relatively, I think, famous within the feminist circles, and a black voice and also a lesbian voice. And she was saying that, our power comes through survival. And I think for me, right, when we come into this aspect of celebrating Pride, it is right that idea that we have survived, right? The LGBT community has faced lots of trials and tribulations. We still are, and there is power in knowing that we have made it this far, but knowing as well, right, that there's still a lot more work to be done. So as we take this as an opportunity to celebrate, right, as an opportunity, and especially if you are allies, a part of this, right, to celebrate perhaps your friends, to know that there are still within our communities, right, marginalized folks who, through the forces of other people or institutions, right, want those people to be invisible. And so as we continue to find perhaps tapping into the bravery of our heart, and as well as finding compassion for those folks, right, we can still let it be, yes, a celebration, but also that time to mobilize, finding strength, finding a sense of pride to fight for those who need it, okay? So we'll just keep that in mind as we work through our practice. Go ahead here. For those who are using the playlist, so I'm going to count you down to use it. I'm going to just pull up my device. And again, you can also use any of your own music, but we'll start here. So I'll start you off in 3, in 2, and in 1. And once you hear that music going, okay, we're actually going to be in that seat that we found. I recommend you to elevate your hips a little bit higher so that the spine is long and lifted. And then nice and easy, as you inhale, you'll reach the arms up, and then exhale, you'll bring your arms down. Okay, and you can take this at your pace. It doesn't necessarily have to be fast or slow, but just sort of as the awareness here. So I really like this idea of we're tapping into the heart and knowing what the extensions of the heart are. And this is sort of a little bit of like yoga speak, but letting your arms be that, okay? And just noticing as you move the arms, as we can start to mobilize through the shoulders, perhaps explore a range of motion. And again, if the breath is your friend, you can connect here your inhales and exhales and whatever feels most organic for you. Okay, now the next time your arms reach out to a big T, hold it right here, everyone. Have your palms face up towards the ceiling. You're going to make some fists with your hands, so draw the thumbs in, wrap the fingers over, and then now thinking here, you can even close your eyes if you wanted. Draw your awareness into the shoulder joint and find this aspect of internal rotation. So letting it start from the shoulder, and then notice as you start to draw the shoulder in, right, it takes the rest of the body with it, so it's almost like a seated cat variation. And then find the opposite of that. So drawing the shoulder heads back, a lift through the chest. You might even look up. Okay, a seated cow. And you'll keep that going. You can take it at your pace. It could be fast or slow, but again, the intention here is just working with a bit of warm up through the shoulders once more. Letting the action be initiated from the shoulder joint and then following and traversing through the rest of the body. Good. And then from here, start to draw your way back to a neutral position. You're going to take here, bend your left arm, everyone. This is where the strap will come in handy. Grab your yoga strap or whatever you're using, and then I'm going to drape the strap behind my left arm and use my right hand to grab and pull the bottom portion here, okay? And as you create this action, so you'll give your arm a little tug and then notice, so I'm going to twist just a little bit, but that'll bring the left hand back. Work to resist that. So pulling the strap in opposite ends of whatever space you're practicing in. And what we're doing here is we're creating a little bit more forceful, if you will, external rotation from the shoulder joint, an isometric contraction, and working to build strength. And I think when we work into yoga shapes, right, we're stretching the body, we're finding space, but it's not so much about just stretching the shoulder, right? We also want to build some length and strength there. And breathing in and breathing out. Good, everyone. Okay, and then take your time. So you'll start to release your strap here. You can tee off the arms, and then our counter action to that will be from the shoulder joint, drawing it inward, rounding in. Then take a moment, pause. You'll bend here now your left elbow, and almost like you're attempting a half bind, you'll take your left hand, you can rest right onto your waist. Right hand, reach for your left elbow, and then, so now we're creating the opposite action, internal rotation. Work to lengthen your spine. Press your hand into your elbow into your hand. So again, still creating more strength here, working the shoulder and also the muscles around it. Breathing in and breathing out. All right, and slowly you'll start to release your way out of that. You can take the arms out long. Again, counter action, open up the heart this time. Let it initiate from the shoulders. You might look up. Then we'll come back through neutral, and you can roll out your shoulders, wiggle, swiggle. If your legs are crossed here, okay, give them a shake and then switch your opposite leg in front. So it might be the less habitual leg. Just take a moment to notice that, just building a bit of balance there. And then again, in your own time, arms will reach up, and then arms can reach down. And fast or slow, it's up to you. If the breath is your friend again, you might connect the inhales when the arms lift and your exhales when the arms lower. And slowly, the next time here your arms out to a big T, you'll hold it there. You can create those fists. And then once more, we round on in, chin in towards your heart. And then opening up through the chest. And just a few times here, again, you might connect the breath in however feels most organic for you. It does not have to look a particular way, but taking here this idea of your own uniqueness as we work into these shapes. And then the next time, you're nice and lifted, work your way back to neutral. Your arms will stay out to a T. Now bend your right elbow here, everyone. You can grab a hold of whatever item you're using. Could be a yoga strap. I'm going to take the strap, drop behind my right arm, kind of like a cactus gopus arm. Work to keep the spine in neutral, and then you'll give your left hand a tug, but resist that with the right hand. So it's almost like we're trying to rip the strap in half. Bringing here, you might even notice the shoulder blade draw down the back, perhaps a little bit more spaciousness through the right shoulder, the top of the right shoulder from your ear. Breathe in and breathe out. Good, everyone. All right, and take your time as you start to release out of that. You can scooch the strap off to the side, tee off your arms. Your counter action is to bring the shoulders inward. Then we'll pause right here and bend your right elbow. Right hand towards your waist, left hand reaches for your left elbow. Press elbow into hand, hand into elbow, lengthen through your spine. And then stay with your breath. You're noticing here the effort of strength that you're building, even in stillness. Breathing in and breathing out. Good. All right, now you'll start to slowly release out of that. You can tee off the arms, open up through the chest, let that be initiated from the shoulders. You might look up, and then we'll return back to neutral. Now give yourself any shoulder rolls, whatever you might need, and then make your way to all fours, tabletop, hands and knees. As you get to your tabletop position here, you can tuck your toes and we'll get right into it. Lift your hips up and back for your first downward facing dog. In this down dog, pedal through your feet. Do what you need to do. You might nod your head no and yes a few times. Maybe even noticing here as we worked a little bit of warming up and building strength through the shoulders, right? How it might feel. It might feel different. It doesn't have to necessarily, but just allowing yourself to notice. Then plank pose as you breathe in. You'll shift your way forward, get nice and long. Child's pose, knees to the ground, seat towards your heels. You can take the knees wide if you'd like. Moment to notice, tap into the breath. If you want this to be an active child's pose or a bit more passive, letting the body rest towards the ground, all good. Find what feels best for you. Big breath in through your nose. Maybe make a sigh out the mouth. All right, from here, everyone, we'll come back to a tabletop position. And again, tuck your toes, lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. And as you get to this down dog, you can keep movements going if you'd like. You might anchor into stillness right away. Continue to let the butt bones lift. Notice the strength of your arms working here. And then from a still downward facing dog, take your right leg to rise as you breathe in for 3 legs. Then it's knee into nose and step your right foot forward. Take your time as you establish this lunge. Back knee will come down to the mat and tuck your foot. Reach your arms up towards the sky, crescent lunge. And as you find this lunge, so you'll press down through the feet, let here. So yeah, we are working the hips, right? Pelvis is moving forward, but perhaps the intention for this one is that sense of a back bend, lifting through your heart. Breathe in and breathe out. Now start to shift your hands down to frame your front foot. We'll take it into a low lunge. Tuck your back toes, lift your knee, and peel your right arm up towards the sky, opening up for a twist. From this twist, top arm, reach it forward, framing your face. Then right hand down inside of your front foot. Walk your hands to the left, parallel your feet, so you're in a wide-legged forward fold. You're invited to bend one knee and then the other, and perhaps sway side to side. You can let the focus of this one be within the legs. Maybe noticing any sensations traveling through the backs of the legs, the inner thighs, maybe even through your hips. Eventually we'll meet in stillness. You can have a soft bend through your knees, that's all good. From this position, everyone, you'll keep your right hand down, peel your left arm up towards the sky, opening up for a twist. And then left hand, travel it down to the ground, look to the front of your mat, low lunge. So crawling your way there, adjust your feet as needed. We'll meet in a plank position. Hold your plank here. Bring your knees down. Slightly shift forward, so shoulders draw past the wrist, and then lower knees, chest, chin. So the butt will be a little lifted. Inhale for baby cobra. Untuck the feet. You'll lift your heart. And then right to downward facing dog, hips up and back. Find movement in your dog if you'd like. You're more than welcome to find stillness. And then left leg will lift as you breathe in. Knee in towards nose, step your left foot forward. Travel the back knee down, untuck your foot, reach your arms towards the sky, and you're in your crescent lunge. Maybe noticing here as the arms frame the sides of the face, the lift that you can create. Maybe noticing your breath. Breathe in and breathe out. Now start to travel your hands down to frame your front foot. Everyone tuck your back toes, lift your knee, and it's a lunge twist, so left arm up towards the sky. From this lunge twist, you'll take your left arm, reach it forward, then left hand travels down, walk your hands to the right, parallel off the feet, and you're in your wide fold. Again, invite here if you want, sway side to side. You can hang out in stillness right away, all good. Noticing again the uniqueness that you bring into these shapes. Maybe noticing your breath. Eventually we will meet in stillness. Now as you hold your way into stillness here, you can have a bend through your knees, left hand down, peel the right arm up towards the sky. We open up for a twist. Then right hand down, crawl your way to the front of the mat, low lunge. Plank pose, hold it, find your strength. From this plank, a little shift forward, shoulders past the wrist, and you can lower all the way down. Maybe the knees come down first. Inhale, you've got your baby cobra, opening up through your heart. I'll see you back in downward facing dog, hips up and back. As you get to your down dog, pedal out through your feet. Find movements unique to you. And taking your eyes forward, slow and steady, you'll walk your way forward to the top of the mat. Once you find that journey, once you're at the top, it's a flat back half lift, your own time. And then exhale, forward fold. Invitation to sway side to side. You might reach for opposite elbows. Perhaps here the intention of your heart resting a little closer towards your thighs. Let it be you. Big breath in. Any noise out the mouth. Now release your hands down, bend your knees a lot, and you'll roll your way up to stand. As the head begins to lift, we'll meet in a mountain pose. So you can draw here some shoulder rolls if that's comfortable. Arms rest by your side, maybe your eyes close. You might notice any shifts and changes that have already perhaps occurred. If it feels exactly the same, that's all good too. Big breath in. Feel free to sigh out the mouth. All right, so we'll work into a brief Surya Namaskar. At the top of your mat, rooting down through your feet, press down through the feet, you'll reach your arms up, big breath in, and then exhale, soften the knees, take a forward fold. Step your right leg back to a lunge as you breathe in. Downward facing dog with your breath out. Now plank pose as you inhale, shift your way forward. You can make a choice here. You might lower chaturanga if you'd like, or all the way down. Inhale, baby cobra or upward facing dog. Downward facing dog with your breath out. Take your right leg to rise as you breathe in. And then you'll step your right foot forward in between your hands. Right away, it's a lunge twist. Right arm peeling up towards the sky. Take your hand down, look forward, left foot to meet the right. Long spine, top of the mat, big breath in. Exhale, forward fold. And pressing to your feet, stand tall, arms will rise, big breath in. Exhale, fold on down. We take it all the way forward and down. Left leg steps back to your lunge, breathing in. To down dog with your breath out. Plank pose as you inhale, heart forward. And again, choose your way to lower. So maybe halfway chaturanga or all the way down. Knees could always come down if you want. Inhale, baby cobra or upward facing dog. And then exhale, hips up and back to your down dog. Left leg lifts as you breathe in. You'll step your left foot forward. Lunge twist when you're ready, left arm rising up towards the sky. Take your left hand down, you'll look forward, right foot to meet the left, long spine, flat back, inhale. Fold with your exhale. And press into your feet, we stand tall, big breath in. We'll do one more round, exhale, forward fold. Right leg back to your lunge, step back, breathing in, okay? From here, everyone's a little different. You'll take it right into plank, choose your way to lower. Breath out could be chaturanga. Inhale to open up your heart. Exhale to your downward facing dog. Take a moment to breathe. As we pause in this down dog, you might notice the efforts that you've made, the strength within your own body, any choices that you've made so far for you. Breathing in, breathing out. And looking forward in between your hands, it'll be your choice. You can step your way forward, hop your way forward, maybe a light float all the way to the top of the mat. Inhale will be a flat back half lift and fold with your breath out. Now root down through your feet, stand tall, arms to the sky, big breath in. Last time, exhale, forward fold. Left leg to your lunge, step back, inhale. And then you've got plank through your vinyasa. Again, maybe chaturanga with the breath out. You can skip all those chaturangas if you like. Inhale to open up the heart. Exhale to down dog. And we breathe. Notice, observe. If the breath feels useful, perhaps a big inhale in through your nose, and feel free to HA out the mouth. You might go, ha. Then looking forward in between your hands, let it be your choice. You can step, you can hop, you can float to the top of the mat. Flat back half lift, fold with your breath out. Press into your feet, let's stand tall, big breath in. This time hands to your heart, arms by your side, mountain pose. Then noticing your strength, your effort, and in your own time, you'll bend through your knees, Utkatasana chair pose. So as you find this chair pose, let the butt bones anchor back here. Keep the energy of the chest lifted. We are finding strength within this shape. Good, and finding the lift to your heart. Breathe in. And breathe out. Now press into your feet, everyone, stand tall. Perhaps a lift of the heart. If you want to back bend, go for it. Exhale, forward fold. Hands to shins, a flat back to prepare. And you'll place your hands down to your mat, up to you. Step, hop back. It might land in a chaturanga. You could flow it out. Your vinyasa. Downward facing dog will be where we meet. Take a moment to breathe. Again, notice, observe. And from here, we'll start to build into our flow. So starting with our base, take your right leg when you're ready, lift it up towards the sky for 3 legs. You'll step your right foot forward. And let's start this off in a warrior 1. Back foot seals down, and then reach your arms straight up towards the sky. And it's a moment to notice, right? You might make some adjustments with your feet, maybe widening through the stance of the legs. Ideally here, we're bringing the front left hip point a bit more forward towards the front of your mat. Once you find your solid warrior 1, lengthen your front leg. Arms by your side, up to you. You might wing the arms, open the heart, or interlace the fingers behind you. Devotional warrior with your breath out. A bend and bow. Letting the intention of the heart aim forward and being with your breath. Now, from this devotional warrior, everyone, rise back up to warrior 1. Lift your heart, arms to the sky. Lengthen through your front leg and to the back of your mat. Start it with the feet. Warrior 2. Left toes turn out. Take some time to adjust, and you'll widen through the arms, creating spaciousness through your collarbones. Notice how the angle of the hips is a bit different from your warrior 1. Breathe in. And breathe out. From here, flying warrior. Parallel off the feet, reach your arms up. Get nice and long, tall. And with your breath out, you'll bend your knees and forward fold on down. From this forward fold, peek to the front of your mat. Towards your right foot, you'll crawl your way forward, find a low lunge. From this lunge position, bring your back knee down. Now you can keep here your back toes tucked or untucked, up to you. Rise the arms up, crescent lunge. So we've been in this shape before. So building this pattern, lift through the heart. Now, a funkier-ish transition from this crescent lunge. Start to shift your hands down, triangle pose. So find it from the feet, back foot, seal it down, lengthen through your legs, left arm peels up towards the sky. Take your time to build it. Notice the strength of the legs working to support the upper body. And find that openness through the heart once more. Breathe in. And breathe out. Good. From here, everyone, you'll rebend your right knee. Warrior two. Find that openness through the arms. Peaceful warrior. Take your front palm, flip it up and back. Breathing in. Now travel your hands down, frame your front foot. I'll leave it up to you. Plank through a vinyasa. That could be chaturanga, up dog, down dog. Any variation of, more than welcome. If you like to skip it, maybe it's straight back to your dog. Let that be you. We'll meet back in our down dog when you're ready. From downward facing dog, okay? In your own time, left leg lifts as you breathe in. You'll step your left foot forward, and we'll take this here into a warrior one. Back foot seals, we reach the arms up. Once you find your one, take your time. Front right hip point is moving forward. You'll lengthen your left leg, arms by your side. You can wing the arms, you can interlace the fingers, whatever is best for your shoulders. Bend and bow, devotional warrior. Heart aiming forward. You might notice here again, plugging the feet into the ground. Steer the left butt bone back. And then take your time. The heart rises, passing through warrior one. Bring your awareness to the back of your mat. Warrior two, back of the mat. Find it through your feet first, set that up. Bend your right knee and you'll open up the arms. Notice your breath. From your warrior two, we'll inhale, parallel the feet, reach the arms up for a flying warrior. And then as you breathe out, bend your knees, we'll fold on down. From our wide fold, peek to the front of your mat. It's a low lunge. Take your time to adjust the feet, find your way there. Back knee comes down. Now you can keep the back toes tucked or untucked, up to you. Reach your arms up, crescent lunge. Finding that lift through your heart. Then your hands will travel down. From here, build your triangle pose. Back foot seals down, lengthen the legs. Utilize here the strength of the inner thigh squeezing in to help and support the upper body as we work to create that expansion. Perhaps feeling here that sensation of a twist and back bend. Breathe in. And breathe out. Now, warrior two, rebend your left knee. You might have to adjust your feet a little bit, that's all good. Left palm flips, peaceful warrior, big breath in. And travel your hands down. Plank, and then take it away. Again, your vinyasa. Maybe it's chaturanga, maybe it's not. Knees could always come down. Down dog will always be where we meet. Big breath in. Sigh it out through your mouth. Okay, so that is our base. We're gonna add on a few more shapes into it. Take your right leg to rise as you breathe in. You'll step your right foot forward. Start this off warrior one. Back foot, seal it down, reach your arms up. From your warrior one, lengthen your front leg. It's your choice. You can change this up every time. Maybe wing the arms or interlace your fingers. Devotion with your breath out. Inhale, rise on up. Warrior one. Exhale, back of your mat. Warrior two. Take your time, find it through your feet. Now, as you breathe in, flying warrior, parallel the toes. Pause here. We'll take a little change. You'll start to bend your right elbow, everyone. Hand behind you. Reach for your left hand to right elbow. Lean the head back. And then slowly start to find a side bend towards the left. So opening up your right side waist. With that side bend, bend your left knee. Waterfall down through your wide-legged forward fold. Look to the front of your mat. Low lunge. Find it through your feet. Back knee down. Reach your arms up. Crescent lunge. Then flow with these shapes at your pace. You'll shift your hands down. Triangle pose. Back foot seals. Length through the legs. Left arm to the sky. Finding that sense of spaciousness as well as strength within the shape. Notice your efforts. Notice what you've created for you. Tell yourself you're amazing. And from here, left hand to your hip. Look down at your front foot. For some of us, we might grab a block. I'm going to go ahead and grab one here and adjust just a little bit. Right hand forward into your right, half moon pose. Left leg will begin to lift. Take your time with this one. So the hips will stack, left arm up towards the sky. In essence, even with the challenge of the balance, can you create that same sense of expansion through the physical body as well? If the breath is friendly, right, let that be a tool to use to anchor you in. Breathe in. And breathe out. Then slowly, okay, you'll bend your right knee, take your time. Let's land back to a warrior two. You can adjust the feet as needed. Peaceful warrior, front palm flips up and back. As you find your peaceful warrior, lengthen your front leg so it's now a reverse triangle. Create space, lean back. Then rebend your right knee. Travel your hands down. Plank, stay with me here. Side plank, right arm up towards the sky. Now in this side plank, you're more than invited to take your bottom knee down if you like. Whatever you decide with the external, right, you're still finding strength. Perhaps be with the compassion of your breath. And then top arm will frame your face. You've got plank through a vinyasa. And I'll see you back in your downward facing dog. Notice your breath. Notice perhaps shifts and changes within the body, and we'll move all that to the left side. Left leg rises when you're ready. 3 legs. Step your left foot forward. A warrior 1 to start. Back foot down. Reach your arms on up. From your 1, lengthen your left leg. You can wing the arms. You can interlace the fingers. Find what feels best for you. Devotion. Bend your left knee. You'll take a bow. Warrior 1 rises you back up. And then to the back of your mat is your warrior 2. Find it through your feet. We open up through the arms. Let the breath flow as organic for you. Inhale, arms reach up. We pause. Bend your left elbow now. And then you'll lean the head back a little bit. Side bend over towards your right. So open up through the left side waist. With that side bend, you'll bend your right knee. Waterfall on down. Wide fold. And right away, front of your mat, low lunge. Bring your back knee down. Arms reach up. Crescent lunge. Lifting through the heart. And then with your breath out, hands travel down. Triangle pose. Find it through your feet. Peeling here the heart open. Maybe noticing your breath. And from this triangle position, right hand to your waist. You'll look down at your front foot. You can definitely grab a block. Feel free to adjust as needed. Half moon pose. Left hand forward and to the left. And your right leg will begin to rise. Wobbles and shakes are all good. Sometimes we might fall out of it. No worries, right? We continue that sense of survival, perhaps getting back into it. Maybe being with your breath. Then when you are ready, our exit will be a warrior 2. It's a soft landing. Bend your standing knee. Just the feet as needed. Peaceful warrior. Left palm flips up and back. Lengthen out through your left leg. Then you'll rebend the left knee. Travel your hands down. Find a strong plank position. Pause. Side plank. Left arm up towards the sky. And again, bottom knee is more than welcome to come down for support. No worries there. Notice your strength. Top arm will frame your face. And left hand down. Plank through a vinyasa. Take your time. Be with your breath. All right. Now we lean back in Adho Mukha Svanasana. So notice again the heat that you built, the flow through these shapes. What comes up for you? Recognize, validate those. And then we've got one more round. We'll add on and play with it a little bit. Take your right leg to rise as you breathe in. You'll step your right foot forward. Warrior 1 again. Back foot down. Reach the arms up. And be at your pace. It could be with me, faster or slower, up to you. Lengthen your front leg. Devotion with your breath out. Then you'll rise back up for your warrior 1, arms to the sky, back of your mat, warrior 2. Then find it through your feet. You'll rise up through flying warrior, arms to the sky, bend your right elbow, side bend to the left, bend your left knee, we waterfall down, wide fold, front of your mat, low lunge. From this lunge, back knee down, again we'll reach the arms up, our crescent lunge, lifting the heart, big breath in. As you breathe out, triangle pose right away. Find it through your feet. Left arm up towards the sky. Then options. So you might stay in this triangle as is. Perhaps awareness into your left shoulder joint. Find that sense of internal rotation once more. And then you'll take the half bind, left arm behind your back. And if you do take this half bound variation, you can lean into your forearm. Use that as information to continue to open up the heart. You might keep your half bind. Look down at your front foot. Half moon pose, okay? Take your time to adjust as needed. Left leg begins to lift. You could stay like this, yeah? Challenging the balance, using the arm here behind you as almost like a wall for information. If you're interested or curious, you might bend your left knee, foot towards your glute, then reach for your left ankle. Going for Ardha Chandra Chapasana, the back bend variation. Now within this, right, we might feel some sensation through our quad. but also can we intentionalize opening up through the heart? So find that sense of a back bend, maybe lean the head back. That's it, everyone. Now your exit will be to release through if you have that ankle, and you'll land back in a warrior two. Take your time. Reverse triangle right away. Lengthen through your front leg. We lean all the way back. As you create space, work to keep this space. Bend your right knee, slightly different. Right forearm to your thigh. Left arm over your face for a side angle shape. Now you can stay like this. If you're curious about the half bind, again, from the shoulder joint, we internally rotate and bring that behind you. You could stay like this. If you are interested, maybe here, internally rotate your right arm and then drape your right arm underneath your right thigh. Maybe the fingers will clasp together and you create a bind. With that, we're naturally leaning forward. So can then you continue to work open through the chest, lean back a bit. In the effort of strength that you're creating, also finding that sense of openness. Breathe in. And breathe out. Now you'll peek at your front foot, take your time. If you have the bind, you'll release. From a lunge, this is where we'll meet. Plank, side plank, one more time. Right arm will peel up towards the sky. It's any version of your legs. If you want here, you might lift your right leg, step behind you. Exit could be a rock star pose, lifting hips, opening up heart. And I will see you back in a three-legged dog. So right leg rising towards the sky. Take a moment to pause. Knee to nose, step your right foot forward. Keep looking forward, left foot to meet the right, long spine, flat back, inhale. Fold with your exhale. Peek at your feet, okay? Stare at your left foot, ground down your left foot into the mat. Right hand can reach for your ankle, your right ankle, and then rise your way up and build your tree pose. Now, I'm gonna turn to face you a little bit. Wherever your foot lands, let it be above or below the knee joint. Let me adjust my outfit here. And palms can press at the heart. You could rise the arms up, or if you're feeling curious about it, arms will draw out long from the shoulders. Find that internal rotation again. So we kind of round a little bit, and then you'll bend your elbows, and maybe the hands reach behind you. It could be two fists pressing or reverse prayer behind the back. Whatever you do, fine. So you are rounded a bit forward, then can you work to open up through the chest? Breathing in and breathing out. Good, everyone. All right, take your time. So you'll reverse your way out of that, tee off the arms. Counteraction is to open up the heart, maybe look up. And then slowly take your right knee forward, feet to the ground, chair pose. Let the butt bones anchor back. Keep your heart lifted. Diver's pose when you're ready. Think thigh bones lifting into the hips. Heart will move forward. Then it's up to you. You can bring your hands to the ground, widen through your feet. You might take a crow pose practice, or widen out through your feet here, heels in, toes out, Malasana squat pose. Take your time, a little moment to play, see what comes up for you. Then in your own time, hands can shift down. You can step, hop back through a vinyasa, or maybe it's step right away to a downward facing dog. As you get to this dog, notice, observe. You might take a big inhale in through your nose, and feel free to sigh out through your mouth. All right, left side, last time. Left leg lifts as you breathe in, and you'll step your left foot forward. Warrior one to start. Back foot seals, you'll reach your arms on up. From this one, lengthen your left leg. It's up to you. Again, wing the arms or interlace the fingers, devotion with your breath out. The inhale, you'll lift through your heart, arms to the sky. Back of your mat will be warrior two. Guide that with your breath. The inhale, you'll reach up through center, flying warrior. Bend your left elbow, it's a side bend to your right. And then right away, cascade down for your forward fold. Front of the mat, turn your feet, low lunge, back knee down, arms up for your crescent lunge. And then from our crescent lunge, hands will shift down, triangle pose. Build it from the feet, open up through the heart. And then option, you can stay like this, right? That finding that wideness of your wingspan. Perhaps you create a sense of internal rotation and you'll go for the half bind. Right arm behind the back. As you create that, then work to open up through the chest. Now if you have the half bind, you can keep it. Look down at your front foot, bend your left knee. You might grab a prop, and it's your half moon pose. Left hand forward into the left, right leg begins to lift. You could stay like this, more than enough. If you're curious about it, bend your right knee, heel towards the glute, and then right hand to your ankle, going for the back bend variation. Again, notice wobbles and shakes. If we fall out of it, it's not a big deal. We might work our way back into it. And then eventually everyone's exit plan is to release the ankle. If you have it, soft landing to a warrior two. From your two, reverse triangle right away. Lengthen the left leg, we lean all the way back. Then rebend the left knee, left forearm to your thigh, right arm over the face for a supported side ankle. You're more than welcome to stay like this. As we've been exploring the binds, you might take the half bind, right arm behind the back, work to open up through the chest. If you want to explore the full bind, again, with the shoulder joint, create that sense of internal rotation, left arm underneath your left leg, and maybe the hands will clasp. Now with that, you're naturally a bit more rounded in. Can you work to open up, lengthen through the body, while still keeping here the strength of the bind? Breathe in. Breathe out. Peek down at your front foot. Take your time as you release out of the bind. Then I'll see you in a lunge, plank, final side plank. Left arm up towards the sky. Take your time, everyone. Be with your breath. The optional exit is a rock star. Left foot behind you, lifting hips, opening up heart. And I'll see you back in a three-legged dog. Left leg lifting up towards the sky. You'll bring here knee in towards nose, step your left foot forward. And then right foot to meet the left, long spine, flat back, inhale. Fold with your exhale. Peek at your feet. Keep your weight into your right foot. You can take your left hand to grab and support the left ankle. And use your strength as you rise your way on up. Tree pose. Foot anywhere above or below your knee joint. Palms can press up the heart. And I'm just going to turn to face you. And the options. Palms press. You might create a unique version of the arms for you. If you want to work into the reverse prayer, which might mean palms pressed or fists, internally rotate the arms. And then maybe the palms press behind you and work to lengthen through your spine. And notice perhaps you're breathing. Big inhale and big exhale. Fantastic, everyone, good. Slowly start to reverse right out of this. If you have the hands behind you, work to open up the heart. You might look up. And then left knee draws forward, feet to the ground, chair pose. From our chair here, diver's pose. Draw your heart forward. And then if you want the arm balance, go for it. Hands travel down, widen through your knees. And you've got a crow pose practice. You could also widen through your feet. Elbows into the inner thighs, work to lift your heart. Squat pose. Really good. And then when you feel set with that, hands down. I'll see you back in a downward facing dog. You can transition through a vinyasa, hop it back, chaturanga, whatever you'd like. Down dog is where we'll meet. From your down dog, take a big breath in. And then sigh out through your mouth. Now, we'll keep this moving. Take your right leg, lift it up towards the sky, and step your right foot forward. Back knee will travel down, reach the arms up. You can tuck the back foot this time if you like. Crescent lunge, just passing through it. Let your palms press together, right at your heart. Inhale, lift your heart into your thumbs, then exhale, twist to your right. Now it's up to you. You can keep the bottom knee down. If you want to tuck your back toes, lift your knee. You could find that. For me, exploring this variation is a little bit more challenging for the balance. Notice how it might feel for you. Breathe in. And breathe out. Now, look down at your front foot, everyone. Shift your hands down. So you're in a low lunge. Lengthen out your front leg. Walk your hands to the left so you're back in that wide fold. An invitation, you could sway side to side. You might hang out in stillness right away. We'll eventually meet in that wide fold. You can have a little bend through your knees, all good. Keep your right hand down, left arm peels up towards the sky, so we're in that wide twist. Now, left arm, thread it behind your right arm, and then grab onto your right ankle. For this, we might have to narrow off our feet a little bit. For me, I'm gonna bring my feet in quite closer together. Take your right arm, lift it up towards the sky, and then right arm, thread it behind your left arm, grab onto the ankle, your left ankle there, and so you've got this X of the arms. Now you could stay like this. You might feel some sensation to the backs of your legs, maybe even through the back body. Otherwise, to work deep into your sideways. So keep a hold of your ankles and then try to peel your arms apart and see if you can peek your head underneath your left arm. It might get there, it might not, no worries. Meet yourself where you're at. Know that it's enough. Breathe in and breathe out. Then carefully here, you'll come back through center, unravel the way that you came in. You can widen through your feet, and then front of the mat, low lunge. Take your time. I'll see you back in downward facing dog. You can flow it out through a vinyasa. That'll be up to you. But once you're ready in your downward facing dog, we'll try it to the left side. Left leg lifts as you breathe in. Step your left foot forward. Back knee down, untuck the foot, arms reach up, crescent lunge. And again, you can stay like, we've been in this shape before, so just passing through it. Palms will press, hands down to your heart, and twist to the left now. Elbow outside your thigh. Invitation for the back knee to stay down, right? Still creating space through the body, maybe being with your breath. If you'd like to tuck the back toes, lift your knee, you're more than welcome to. Wherever you're at, notice the efforts of your strength. Maybe noticing your breath. And peek down at your front foot, travel your hands down, and you'll walk your hands to the right, parallel your feet, wide forward fold. Invite sway side to side, whatever you might need. And eventually we'll hang out in stillness. You can have a bend through your knees. Left hand down, peel the right arm up. Right arm threads behind your left. Grab onto your left ankle there. Heel toe the feet in if you need to. Left arm will rise. Left arm behind your right arm. Grab onto your ankle. You're making an X now with the arms. You could stay like this, no worries, right? Feeling out the shape. If you're feeling curious to work into your sideways, try to widen out through your arms. And see if you can peek here, your head underneath your right arm. Breathing in and breathing out. And take your time. You'll pass through the way that you came. Release your hands, widen through your feet. Gaze to the front of your mat. Low lunge. Plank pose, everyone. Child's pose. Knees to the ground, feet towards your heels. Take a moment to recognize your efforts. You might take a breath here. In your own time, walk your hands back. Begin to lift your head, lift your chest. And it's just a transition point. So you'll scoot your butt over to any side and then make your way to lie down on your backs. Now knees bent, feet onto the ground, heels close to the glutes, and take a moment to notice, right? Within the efforts of the shapes we found, so we worked a lot into the shoulders, a little bit into the sides as well as the legs. Let that feedback here be information for what you decide next. And we'll start to work into our heart opener. Now with the intention of everything we found, right? We're really working our way here for a full wheel, so sort of that rainbow shape. But in order to build it, perhaps for some of us, we'll start with the feet pressing down, pressing your arms down, lifting your hips up for a bridge pose. It's a great place to stay. If you have props around you, you might take a block, slide it underneath the sacrum or pillow or blanket for a more supported bridge. And then if you're feeling curious about it here, maybe the hands will shift by the size of your face, fingertips towards the shoulders. You can draw the toes a little bit more inward and then press down, find length, lift, and you'll work your way into your version of your wheel. And feel free to stay in any version that you found as long as you'd like, whether it's active or passive, maybe within the wheel or the bridge, right, the active form. There's some unique variations there. You could explore those. If you're on a block, feel free to breathe on that for as long as you'd like, and in your own time, our exit will be to meet on the back in constructed rest. So widening out through your feet, you'll bring the knees in towards one another, and maybe here it's one hand to the belly, one hand to the heart. Allowing yourself to notice, maybe in recognizing the efforts of your physical practice, bravery in the shapes you found, the choices you made. If the breath is useful, you might feel the rise and fall of the inhales and exhales, or perhaps just noticing, right, the body rising into the hands and the hands melting into the body. And feel free to stay here as long as you'd like. In your own time, you might cactus goalpost the arms, or perhaps find a big T shape, and give your legs a windshield wipe left and right. So easy sway side to side. They don't have to be fast. I'm just working here towards a pace that feels most appropriate and useful for you. And then if you are finding movements, those movements will start to get a little slower. Eventually drawing your weight back into stillness. You can heel toe the feet closer in together and bring your knees in towards you, towards the chest. Maybe some circles here in any direction. And you might stay like this, right? Drawing the knees in. If you want happy baby pose, widen out through the feet. You could grab onto the edges of your feet there, or perhaps find what feels accessible. Maybe it's holding the backs of your calves or even the thighs, or keeping the knees drawn in. Eventually, we'll bring the knees back in towards the chest if you took happy baby. Draw your forehead towards the knees so you're rounding into a ball, and then imagine like you're giving yourself a big hug here. So your arms wrap over your shins, squeeze everything. Big inhale in. See if you can stay in the ball for a breath out. Then one more time, imagining, again, giving yourself a compassionate hug. Inhale. And then exhale. You'll slowly start to let that go. You might keep the knees bent, land your feet onto the mat. If you'd like to extend your legs out long, feel free to explore that. And for some of us, right, working within the uniqueness of the shapes, maybe we roll to our side or we rock our way up to a seat, and you can find a moment of perhaps a seated meditation. But whatever you do decide, allow yourself to perhaps be anchored in this present moment here and now. Notice the effort that you've made and the strength that you've displayed. If the breath is friendly for you today, maybe we work to follow that. Inhaling in and exhaling out. I invite all of you here, if you'd like to have a moment longer with whatever shape you've chosen, feel free to stay. For some of us, right, we might want to get started with the rest of our Friday. So if that's the case, feel free to invite any unique movements into your body. Maybe tap back into the breath. And then your own unique journey, you'll draw your way up to a seat. Any seat of your choice. When you do find your seat here, the eyes, they could stay soft. Maybe they close fully down. An option maybe to bring one hand to the belly, one hand to the heart. And with the hand on the belly, it's a recognition of our fire, our strength, our fervor. And the hand onto the heart, perhaps a recognition of love and compassion and perhaps kindness that we can build towards ourselves as well as to others, and knowing that both of these, right, work together. Maybe even for some of us, bring the palms to press together for a gesture of gratitude. But recognize all of the efforts you've made for you, continuing to use perhaps these opportunities to be within the uniqueness of these shapes, to be with perhaps with our breath, right, a way of celebrating us, a way of continuing to recognize our strength, and as we work our way forward, continuing to fight for those, to fight along with those, right, who are still surviving. And with that, go ahead, take a big breath in through your nose. And sigh it out through your mouth. And sealing our practice here, the light within me sees and honors the beautiful light within you, loving you, always loving yourself. Namaste. All right, thank you all so much. My name is Matty. Thank you so much for flowing with me today. As this will be posted, so you can see it on our Instagram. You can also see it on our YouTube a little bit later. But if you would like to contribute anything, again, check out the Okra Project. You can look up their Instagram handle at the Okra Project. It's a wonderful organization. Feel free to donate whatever you'd like for them, and continue to support for Black trans lives. So I'll see you all soon. Have a wonderful weekend and happy Pride. Thank you, Mariana. Thanks, Vivian. Nice to see so many of you. Thanks, Meredith. I miss you. I hope you're doing well. Thank you. What's my IG? So it's supermatt1123. You can find it on Chelsea Piers' Instagram as well. But again, supermatt, 2 T's, 1123. Miss you. Yes, I miss you. Is that Danny? Yay. Have a wonderful rest of your day, everyone. Okay? I'll see you soon.